All right, everybody. Welcome to our live stream. Thank you for being patient. We were just testing out all the technical stuff. Let me know if I'm coming in here loud and clear. All right, give me a mic check before we get started. Let me get a mic check, everybody. Let me get a mic check in the chat. Hey, what's going on, Qualified? What's up, AP? Let me get a mic check. I know we got about a 15-second delay here, so you're going to have to bear with me. Crystal clear? Awesome. Awesome possum. Looks like we're good to go. Thank you so much. This is our first go around. Look at that. Look at the love. Look at the love. I got T in the waiting room, so don't worry. He can hear me. We pleasure having you guys. Winner, winner. Yeah, let's go. Awesome. How's everybody doing? Let me get a fire sign in the chat if you're excited for this class. Let me get a fire sign in the chat if you're excited for this class. Turn up the volume. No, volume's at perfect levels. I don't want to turn it up anymore. It says here that it's right where it needs to be. All right, very good. Volume up. Let's get it rolling. Liz, tell me in the chat. Send me a text right now. Liz, send me a text if the audio's good. Some people are saying I should be turning it up, but I'm looking on OBS and it says that it's fine. Send me a text.
It's loud and clear to me.
Yeah.
I can't see any of the comments though.
Yeah, I'd recommend just opening it on your phone because I don't know how to get it to do it on there.
All right, all good. I got you.
Yes, a lot of people are saying the volume's good. I should have it set. Liz is gonna text me here in a second. Yeah, audio is good. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Okay, well, if I'm good on your end, then I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Excellent. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Today, this is the Notary Presentment class with featuring myself and my very special guest T. I'm gonna go ahead and put T up here with us. All right, T, say hi to everybody.
What's up, family? How's everybody doing? Everybody ready?
Yeah. Y'all give us a fire sign in the chat if you're hyped that we got all this to work. This is a team effort. Let me get a fire sign in the chat. All right, let me get a fire sign in the chat. All right, guys. So yeah, T, you'll have to for now because you're in that guest mode, you'll have to open up the you can just open up the chat maybe on your phone or in a separate tab. Let me get some fire sign in the chats, guys. Let's go.
Hey, be real quick before you start. Send me the regular link so I can log in that because it won't let me. I got only guest link.
Well, you are a guest, so
I'm talking about putting one on my phone so I can see the chat. I gotta just give me a general.
Oh yeah, it's on the YouTube channel, so let me do that.
Yeah.
One sec. About to send it to you. There you go.
Got it.
All right, T's echoing through. Is that through me? Let me check. Remove my monitor. Okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and do that. One sec, guys. This is the first stream, so y'all are gonna help us with a little bit of trial and error, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Let me properties. I actually turned it off. So let me go here. It's on your properties. That's monitors off. Let's see.
Let me check mine. Hold on.
Monitors off on all these.
Yeah, mine's off too.
You might have two devices.
I don't. I just checked. Am I still echoing y'all? Say. I said it sounds good now. So
I see why it's coming through my Mac mic. Let me see. Hang on a second. Should be monitor off. It should not be outputting. It's outputting. Oh, let me do this.
Is it now? Check it now.
Yeah, hang on. Let me go into here and go into the audio settings here. Let me do this. Gain. Just give me 1 second.
Got it.
Audio sources. He should only have the Ninja. Why would he have two? Let me check. Yeah, it's because I'm in the Ninja, that's why. Let's see. Now let me do this. All right, go for it, T.
Check.
It's still doing it. Let's see. I can see it when it does it. Let's see. Okay, now try it.
Check.
Okay, I was able to do it when I muted you on Ninja, but now I can't hear you.
See, now they're saying loud and clear.
I need to have it be a separate source. So let's see here. No, it shouldn't do it at all. Yeah, but I need to be able to hear him. So,
yeah, I only got one source
I can
on.
see his output, but I need to be able to hear him at the same time. I know y'all can hear him, but I can't. I need to be able to hear him still coming out of my output.
It's the software,
I can see
bro.
him talking. That's good.
Hold on, baby. We're gonna try something too. I'm gonna try something on my end too. Hold on.
Shouldn't be picking up mine like that. Try now with monitor both. Oh yeah, let me try this. Yeah, actually, yeah, let me do that. Yeah, great idea. So that's guest. Let me do monitor and output. All right, try again, T.
Test.
Awesome. Let me know how you guys how that is. No, I don't need a headset. I think I fixed it. Go ahead and say a cool rhyme, T.
Here we go. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Mic check. All right, let's go.
Fire, let's go. Shouldn't keep echoing.
Is it echoing right now?
It's still doing it through my microphone. Let's see here. Monitor should be off.
Yeah, your monitor audio gotta be off, B.
Well, my monitor's off, but I need to have yours on so I can hear you. He just changed something. No, he didn't. I changed it. I changed the monitor.
Yeah, I haven't changed nothing.
It's just picking it up. Let me go to properties here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I know it's not that bad, but there shouldn't be echo at all. One second. Yeah, it's kind of fun, huh, Maddie? I know we're not recording an album, but that does now. We need to fix that. Yeah, I could use a headset, but then it'll pick up the mic on there. I'll go ahead and do that for now until I get it fixed, but I don't want to use that. I don't want to use a headset. Let's see. All right. 1 second. Bear with me, guys. 1 second. All right. Test, test. All right. Go ahead, T.
My check.
All right. That'll do for now. How am I coming in, guys? How's that going, guys?
Still echo or no, guys? Let us know. I guess not, because I don't see nothing.
I don't see it either on my end. All right. Awesome. And then I'm a raise your volume just a little bit, T. Perfect. Great. All right. This will do for now. All right. Perfect, guys. Well, we're in. Thanks for troubleshooting with B and T. All right, sounds perfect. I'll do it like this for now. Yeah, look at that. Let's get a fire sign in the chat. You hyped that we fixed everything. Let's go. Let me get a fire sign in the chat.
Excellent. It's showtime, family. It's showtime.
Awesome. Let's get that fire sign. All right, guys. So without further ado, we're going to be going over today's presentation. Today's presentation is on notary presentments. Okay, notary presentments. So I'm going to do this next. All right, there we go. So welcome everybody to the notary presentment free class we're doing. We want to give a special shout out now to everybody who has signed up for our negotiable instruments class. If you are joining for the first time and you have not signed up for that yet, I'm going to go into even more full detail on notary presentments. The link to sign up is in the description. Okay. Yeah, the bot is deleting all the signs, so that's fine. But today we're going into notary presentments. I'm very excited to be showing this to you guys. Great, wonderful. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So today's class is on notary presentments. Let's see here. Here's what we're going to be going over today. We're going to be going over what a notary presentment is, the documents that you're going to need to prepare, what is recommended for your study, the roles of the notary, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the presentment itself. Okay? So let's just get right into it. What is a notary presentment? Notary presentment is a formal process where a notary public acts as a neutral third party to officially present a document or legal demand to another party. Okay, this process aids in the process of triggering certain legal rights or duties. All right, so here's the documents that you're going to need to prepare. This is what you're going to need, guys, for a notary presentment. Yeah, Liz, if you're on here, go ahead and disable Nightbot is putting people in timeout for spamming the chat with the fire signs. Go ahead and go into Nightbot and disable that function for me, please. Shouldn't be doing that. All right. So here are the documents that you're going to need. You're going to need a certificate or affidavit of contents. So this is really important, guys. Like, we've had everybody everyone except one person that has come to us, to our notary, to do the presentment. They have not had all these documents. So this is why I'm doing this class, guys, so you can be prepared for when you contact our notary and you're ready to do your presentment. Oops. Yeah, let me turn off those reactions right there for now. So yeah, you need to have everything ready. So certificate, affidavit of contents, self-explanatory. You're going to need to have a description of everything that's in there. Your negotiable instrument. Obviously, you're going to need that. If you need to know how to create that, that's going to be in our negotiable instrument class. Make sure you sign up for that if you haven't already. The letter of instruction for the recipient. So the letter of instruction is going to explain exactly how they are to use the presentment and what it is, what it's not, okay, what the instrument is and what it isn't. We went over this in the CUSIP enforcement class, T. You remember we talked about how in the letter, when we're instructing them, we were very clear about telling them that this is not a bank check. Remember that?
Definitely. So,
Yeah.
that is the importance on that part of where he's at now in the notary presentment. That will clearly tell of everybody that views that exactly what you sent. Okay, so if they say you sent a check and you sent a negotiable instrument, that's a bill of exchange, then it will tell exactly that. It'll dictate exactly what is in that mailing, and that is the key. So entities cannot lie on in arbitration or equity court about what you actually sent.
Correct. So that's exactly right. We're going to get more into detail here and there later in the class. All right. And then the other one, self-explanatory certificate of mailing. And then at the end, if you need it, which a lot of you will, you'll potentially need a notice of default as well. So that's going to be very important. So this is the list. This is what you need to have a successful notary presentment. Now, this can apply for other things also. So you don't necessarily have to do this with negotiable instruments. Okay, you can use this with whatever you want to present. Okay, a presentment is literally what it sounds like. You're presenting something to someone and for something to happen with that presentment. With the negotiable instrument, it's to satisfy an obligation. But you could also be sending them, for example, you could be sending them a rescission of signature. All right, you could be sending them, the recipient, a dispute on a contract. So it's not limited to this, but this is mainly targeted towards our negotiable instruments students. Okay, so let's see here. So here are the recommended resources. We're definitely going to recommend you take our CUSIP enforcement course and our upcoming negotiable instruments course for sure. And then some of y'all here are asking for examples. So there's a document on Scribed called the Notary Protest Manual. All right, I recommend you look this up if you guys want to see examples. Now, I repeat, do not use the templates in that document verbatim. Okay, do not do that, please. Make your own. Everything that I'm telling you guys to create, you're going to make your own. Now, if you want to see how I create them, you're going to have to sign up for the negotiable instruments class. Okay, but I'm just telling, this presentation is to show you guys the process so that you know exactly how this works. Okay, but definitely the recommended resources, you're going to want to get the CUSIP enforcement course. You're going to want that negotiable instrument course that we're going to have next week. It's going to show you how to do the entire process from A to Z. All right. Now, here are the primary roles of a notary. All right. The first role is to act as a third party communicator, to send and receive communications between you, the principal, and the financial institution or the recipient, right? Doesn't have to be a financial institution, but again, this is tailored towards those who are taking the negotiable instruments class. So, very important. Uh, that's the first role, though, is that third party communicator. They're acting as that third party intermediary using the mail. All right, very important. Secondly, is the notary second role is to certify and attest to the contents of the envelope. So this is super important. All right, this is super, super important. A lot of people who are doing their CUSIP enforcement process, when they get ready to send their default, they are actually they're actually uh, the recipients, the financial institutions are saying, and T can attest to this, that we never got a security in the envelope or the package that you sent us. Has that happened to you before, T?
all the time until we went to notary presentment. And y'all asking in the comments right now, can any notary do it? No. All right, a notary who certifies basically what you've given them and gives you back something is not the same thing as doing a notary presentment. Okay, a lot of places do not do notary presentments. Like your bank won't do a notary presentment. They'll notarize a document, but they won't do a notary presentment. A notary presentment is exactly what he just said. It's certifying everything that you are sending to an entity. So they can't say, I didn't get your security or that wasn't a security. They can't say that you sent me a check, not an international bill of exchange. They can't say that you didn't send me rescission of security interest and such. Also, you got to remember part of our process is rescinding security interest and making changes to that original contract. Entities love to say they didn't get that or to say it was incomplete, etc. Well, once they do that, remember this: a notary presentment is looked at like as an agent of the court. Okay, it's held in high standard. So when you present a notary presentment, that's allowing basically your claim to have zero holes that the entity can poke inside of it when you do your claim. That's why it's so important because we can't expect a company that's been stealing from us for all these years, and even though you know you guys know how I feel about that if you've been in any of our courses, they're not really stealing from it. We gave them that power when we signed these contracts, but nonetheless, they've been deceiving us all these years. We can't expect them to all of a sudden begin to walk in honor. So we got to make sure we protect ourselves along the way.
Absolutely. There we go. I fixed your fix that guy, bad boy for you. There we go. All right. So that's absolutely correct, T. So hope that clarifies everything. T's volume went down. Not what to
Not
look up
check,
online.
check.
No, it's all you good on my end. Yeah. So there we go. I see why, because I changed it. I changed the setting there for a second. This is fun. Learning all this on the fly. Um, yeah, let me go here. There we go. Let me lock
But
you.
yeah, definitely. If y'all haven't got the gist of it yet, all of your claim it has to be built. It's like that on a house, right? So they build the foundation first, and then they start to build the level where you actually live on, because it has to be supported, right? It's the same kind of thought process when you're doing the claim. I see so many people who get to the end of it and have not even done the first steps correctly. And so you really, like we outlined in class, have I won without notary presentment? Yes, but I've also had to go, extra rounds with the entity. I wouldn't have had to win. I wouldn't have to go through if I had that notary presentment. So just start with a notary presentment all the way around, whether that's with enforcement or that's with negotiable instruments. Start with a notary presentment. Get in the habit of taking the time to have that notary in the middle of all your documents. Trust me, it makes everything go faster along the way.
You heard that right, y'all. And I'm really glad we have T with us. So it's 11:11 over here, by the way. Let's go. Um, okay, great. So again, big key difference is the notary that's doing the presentment is certifying and attesting to the contents of the envelope. Like you were saying, most banks are not going to do that. All right, most banks are going to only notarize the document strictly. Okay, so the affidavit should state that the notary affirms and attests to the contents of the envelope. Okay, it's also going to instruct the recipient to send all replies and correspondences to the notary address. Okay, so that's super important. The only thing the notary is doing is witnessing the signatures, saying what's inside the envelope, and telling the recipient to send all replies and correspondence back to itself, back to the notary, and not to the principal. All right, that's all the notary is doing, but that's huge because when you get to arbitration or you get to court, all right, and you have to, you have to have verifiable evidence. The strongest evidence is witness testimony. And so if you need a witness testimony for the contents of the envelope and what was done, you have that third party, and that third party is a court officer on top of that. All right, so if you guys need to do a notary presentment, I think Jen, I can't see her in here, but she just dropped. If you email us, all right, I'm going to go. In fact, I'm going to go into the live right now and I'm going to type it. Okay, so you guys are going to go to notary at mastersbat.com. Okay, let's see if it'll let me. Can I pin this? Yes. So, guys, I'm pinning the email address right there in the chat. There's the email address that you guys need in order to, if you guys want to get the notary presentments done. Okay.
So and guys, remember, we're only gonna recommend people that we know are going to treat you right. All right, we're not gonna send you to anybody that we don't know or we haven't tried ourselves. Jen is certified. She does this. I put my word on it. I put my word behind it, and I don't put my word behind a lot of people that's not already in this room right now. All right, but let's piggyback on something right now that he said. Okay, if they're certifying what's actually in that envelope that you're sending off, and they're telling the entity what's in it, I saw what's in it, also reply to me at this address. Think about all the nonsense that cuts out. Okay, because what an entity can say is, well, I mailed that back to you, normal mail. They must have lost it. Nah, you didn't. They didn't lose every single reply document because my notary has received none, and here's her certification saying she hasn't received anything from you guys. That again, see, a lot of times when you're building the case, the judge is going to look at, did you allot the entity time to respond, and if they responded or not. A lot of times the entity will show up with documents they didn't really even send to you. How do you prove that? Because you're not requiring them to send it back registered or certified mail or USPS priority, even though they should, but they never do. They throw that shit right in there with a stamp on it and they say, I sent it. How do you prove that? How do you prove that your local mailman is not some guy who's just throwing mail in the trash and driving around all day and saying and it's not legitimately lost? This is how you do it right here. The notary is going to say, he or she sent off these documents and the entity never responded once, or if they did respond, they tell you exactly what's in it. Okay, this is what I received from this entity. It is not what my client requested, etc. You need that in the end because now more and more entities are taking the full course to go to arbitration. They might not go all the way through arbitration, but they're definitely starting the process of arbitration. So you need a iron leak proof claim, y'all. And this is what we're preparing for you. We're trying to make sure that you win. So yes, this is an extra expense. It's not much, but it's an extra expense. But then you have that security. Let her do the heavy lifting for you. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So, man, I'm really glad we have T on here, guys. Who here? Man, I don't want to do it yet. I'm having Liz fix the bot so you guys can spam the chat like I want you to. Liz, you should be in now. Once she fixes it, I'm gonna tell you guys to hit me up with those emojis again. But anyway, let's see here. Awesome,
Brother,
awesome.
I could never not support you. I'm always gonna be here.
Yeah. All right. 1 second, guys. Do it again. Number 19. Okay. Just letting her in real quick. Let's see. Let's see. All right, you should be in. All right. While letting her do that. Um. 1 second, guys. All right, should be fixed, guys. Go ahead and give me a fire sign in the chat if you're getting a lot of value out of this class so far. Should be fixed now, Kimberly. I just fixed it. Give me a fire sign in the chat if you guys are getting a lot of value out of this class so far. Let's go. Let's get some hearts. Let's get some emojis. I want to see them.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Fire emoji. Someone put. I don't see why we couldn't. I mean, Andre, you
You
can do your you can use her, but if you haven't started the notary presentment from the beginning and you're intending to use it, you need to do that. All right, you need to go back and do that. Let's go. There's those fireside chats I'm looking for. Yeah, let's go. It's fixed. Yes, you can. Let's go.
light it up. Light it up. Light
Light
it
it
up.
up.
Light it up for your boy. Light it up. Light it up. Yeah. Yeah, family. Like y'all don't understand how much we love to see y'all, man. We love this. This is
Yeah,
what we do.
yeah, we're having a great time. So, um, yeah, Jen, you're gonna have to put a new comment if you want me to pin it. It's lost. I'm not finding it.
Let's
All right.
go.
So I'm gonna look out for that, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. Um, so again, here's what you guys are gonna put inside the envelope, the instrument, and that's what we're gonna show you guys how to create. The letter of instruction. All right. What are they gonna do with the instrument? I showed you guys how to do that in the QSIP mastery class. I might do that again here in the negotiable instruments class, but it's pretty straightforward what they're going to do with it. Okay, so next is certificate of mailing. This is just the notary saying I mailed it. This is who I mailed it to. This is when I mailed it. All right, and then the affidavit of contents. What's inside? Affirming, here's the instrument, letter of instruction, certificate of mailing, and this affidavit of contents. And here's where you're going to send your reply to. Don't send it to the principal's address. Don't send it to my address. Send it to Jen's address. Send it to Jen's notary address. Okay? So, very clear. All right, here's the components of what you put in the letter of instructions. Let's see. Let's see here. So, a letter of instruction for the recipient of your instrument should inform the recipient, number one, what the instrument is. Number two, what to do with the instrument. Obviously, we know. I want you to satisfy the obligation. All right, and I want you to do so. Here's the term for you guys. Okay, accord and satisfaction. All right, that's what we're doing. Accord and satisfaction means before you were paying it with Federal Reserve notes, now you're paying it with the instrument we're creating for you, bill of exchange. Okay, that's really important. Awesome. We got the bot to work. Let me replace that pinned comment. There you go. So how much time they have to perform the tasks assigned by the principal. If you took the CUSIP Master Enforcement course, how many days? Question for the chat. How many days did we tell you guys? Oops, sorry. Can you guys still hear me okay? Someone just called me. T, am I still coming through okay?
Yep, you're still good, brother.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. So this is, again, how much time they had to perform. Yep, there you go, guys. Yep, y'all know. Yep, y'all know. Let's go. There you go. All right, how much time they had to perform. So example, here's what you're putting in the instructions, some basic components. This is a bill of exchange, not a check. Credit the account, satisfy a lien, send me payoff letter. Pretty simple, pretty explanatory. All right, it doesn't need to be complicated. I have reviewed some of y'all's documents. Y'all be sending them 5, 6, 7 pages of this code and this code of federal regulations, and you have to do this and fiduciary duty that, and blah, 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 blah. And that's fine, guys. But you're a good writer if you can reduce all that all the way down to 1 page. All right, one, maybe 2 pages. All right, but 1 page should be sufficient. All right. So as you go through the process from our CUSIP enforcement class, the notary is still affirming the contents of the envelopes each time. So the first presentment with everything, the second presentment, and the third presentment are all going to be they're going to be affirming the contents of that envelope each time, and is still attesting to the response or lack of response received for the financial institution. So the notary is also saying, I never got anything from this other party, or I did receive something and I gave it to the principal, right? That's all, that's her only role. All right. And then, so here's where, after you get to the last presentment, which is the notice of default, the notary will sign, and this is just a title, guys. You can call it an affidavit of non-response. You can just call it, you can call it whatever you want, but it's a certificate from the notary certifying that they did not respond to my presentment. Okay, they didn't respond to anything. They're in default now. You're going to use this in the process of enforcing your claim. This is your whole administrative process already done and built out. So when you're ready to go and enforce your claim at the very end, like we showed you guys in the CUSIP mastery course, you have everything ready to go. Okay, so it's super important. You should have a good stack. All right, so that's really it, guys. It's really that simple. For the complete training on this, if you want a more full training on how to use this, how to use the negotiable instruments, how to use the QSIPs, and how to do the enforcement, all right, highly recommend you guys enroll for our negotiable instrument mastery and performance class coming up on October 5th and the 6th. Okay, the link for that is going to be in the description of this video. Okay, I'm gonna make sure, let me just check and make sure it's still there. Yep, it's there. So make sure you sign up for that. If you guys haven't already, we got over 260 people in this live. Everybody hit the thumbs up button for me right now. This is not the end of the stream. We're going to go a little bit into some current events, but I want to know what you guys think about the class, what I've done so far. What do y'all think about this? I'm going to open it up for a little bit of questions and answers. All right, let's open it up for question and answers. But before we do that, before you ask your question, hit the like button. Hit that like button for me. Fire up that like button. Let's go. Fire it up. Don't just like it in here, guys. Like the actual video, not just in the chat. Like the video. Get out of the chat and click the like button underneath my channel. Okay? I appreciate the comments though. Definitely appreciate the comments. There it is. I'm seeing them now. Look at all those thumbs up, T.
I'm looking at it. So family, like before we go into the Q&A, just remember this is all about you guys, right? This is all about taking back what you given away. All right. And when you do that, you got to be prepared for them not to play ball the right way. They're not going to play honest. All right. I've seen as of this month alone already, I've seen at least 5 or 6 cases where the entity just plain lied on what they submitted to one of you guys. I won't say any names because we're under I'm under a privacy with my client, but it's just you can't rely on them to be honest, even though you are. Okay. So in order to prevent that, you got to do things like notary presentment. Okay. It's a small fee in relation to what you gain by just winning. Like it's nothing to even talk about. Like it's really a no-brainer. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, I got a notary. There's a difference. Like if you didn't learn one thing in here, but one thing I should say, you should know the difference between now just your normal run of the mill notary that you go down and get a document signed and a notary presentment. Okay. Yes, you can use them in any area because most areas like my area in the state I'm from, we don't have any notaries that will do notary presentment. Why? Because it takes time. It takes it's you got to be diligent. That means your notary has to be organized. They have to be on it, and they got to be very, 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 very in tune to what your process and what you're trying to do, or you'll miss deadlines. Such as when, like we told you guys, give them at least 14 days between notices. Your notary has to be on it and know that you're going to press forward if they don't respond. Okay, that should be an understanding you already have. So your notary should be just like you, watching the dates. So when that date comes up and they get no response, there's no need to wait another week to get them another document. Get her all the documents she's gonna need to begin with. And if you don't need them, then she doesn't send them. It's really simple. But you need to be on top of this process, and you gotta make sure that you're protecting yourself 100%. The negotiable instrument, utilizing that, and most people in here, as I'm looking through these names, are in another negotiable instrument class. Like he said, the fact that your notary can say, no, they didn't send a check. They sent an international bill of exchange, or they sent a money order. That right there is enough to beat them in half the beginning of the process that they do. Because when they say something's not negotiable, they'll say it's a check.
Yep.
Okay, they'll try to run that through You can't run that through the Federal Reserve. Like we got to be clear about that. You got to be very, very clear. And we're gonna go into that in the negotiable instrument class. But just giving a precursor, if I were you, I wouldn't be sending these out at all without notary presentment. Okay, the only place that you want to send that you can possibly send without a notary presentment will be the IRS, to the Treasury, because they know what they're getting already. They're used to dealing with negotiable instruments. Your bank is gonna try to fry you. I guarantee it. They're gonna try to deny it, to convince you that you didn't send an instrument that is actually negotiable while they're exchanging your shit behind your back. That's the game. You just gotta know how to beat it. All right.
I know that's right. Yep. New York City, Babylon, baby. That's where Jen's at, guys. So the New York City, it's powerful when it comes from there. All right. So if you guys need a notary presentment, be sure to hit up Jen. It's a notary at mastersbat.com. All right. She's Selen Consulting certified. All right. She's the real deal. She's awesome. Um, Now let's go ahead and get into the questions and answers. Question: I'm assuming use a notary presentment even for denials. It doesn't matter what the actual security is. Okay, the notary presentment is about presenting the instrument. That's what it's for. So it doesn't matter what it's for. The the mechanisms are the same. Okay. If denied for a home loan, would I order a QSIP report and then go through enforcement process minus the NI? Yeah, usually for denials, you don't need a negotiable instrument because that credit, remember, guys, That credit application is what funded the transaction. Okay, so the
Bingo.
the credit application in your presentment, you should keep a copy of your application. You could even send that in the presentment if you did enough, if you kept enough records. But if you didn't, in your presentment, you can refer to the denial letter and the reference number and state that the application is what actually funded the transaction and that you still want consideration in exchange for it. Okay. Uh, what if the IRS does not respond right to an instruction I sent? It means that you don't have proper power of attorney in place because they always respond if you are in the right capacity. Is your notary good certified in all states? Yep, you can use it. It doesn't matter what state you're in. The notary is good anywhere. She's a court officer. All right. If you need to get her signature certified by the court, she can do that. But you can use a notary it doesn't matter if the notary's in a different state. Okay. They're still a court officer. They can still attest to anything. Took pics of it and they try to say it's only $21, but it was written. I stamped it and got the proof it was redeemed. Now I'm using the child support services. Yeah, man, you do that. Do the notary presentment process. If I'm sending 3 presentments during the admin for one corporation, any fee, go ahead and email us because it depends, right? Depends on what mail you're using, etc. All right. How about to electric company? Yep, you can do it to the electric company. You need to take our negotiable instrument class if you're dealing with utilities. T, don't you have your utility satisfied using these same instruments we're going to be showing them next week? You might be muted, T. I'm not sure. I can't hear you. Okay, not sure where he went, but we talked about it many times in our previous lives. Um, we've had both of our. If I had utilities out here, I'd be doing the same thing. But back at home, I was able to do it. I know T for sure, definitely dealing with the utility companies with
Very
these
last one
negotiable
of them.
instruments. There he is. uh, let's see. How does one go about and find a notary presentment so I can use them on my behalf? We gave you one, AP. I already found it. What if the IRS does not? Oh, okay. Thought we already did that. Connecticut, cool. Want to get coffee? That's funny. Do you do in person? Yeah, I'm sure she does. Where do we put questions here? Where you? How funny, dude. How, how, how can one become a notary? It's you just have to know how to do the process. All
Facts.
applica- all applications are instruments. Anything with your signature, that's right. Uh, No, we don't use the payment coupons, guys. We don't do the stamp, endorse, send. All right. We've stated this so many times. We said in all our consultations, we said in the previous classes, that process is not incorrect. However, because it's so saturated, the government has actually instructed people to ignore them. The IRS has told their agents to ignore endorsed statements, and most corporations are ignoring them also. Is 14-day a hard time limit? It's not a hard limit, but that's the limit we choose because it's fair. It's not too long and
Yep.
it's not too short. When are you going to start
Yep.
audits again? Once we get done with all of them.
Yep. Keep
Once we
finding
finish
more.
them all. Yeah, we keep finding more that we forgot that like they got lost in translation. Once they're all done, we'll do it. But we don't want to offer more until we get them all out the way. Okay, so if we have gone through our own process, the company's ignored us. Yeah, just start again with the notary. That's right. Start again with the notary. All right. Uh, can you get a consult? Yep. Links in the description for a consult with me and T. Link in the description, guys. Real quick, while we're going through these questions, if you have not already, make sure you like this video. Okay, the like button is underneath the channel name. Don't just put the like here in the comments, like this actual video. All right, there's 262 of y'all. There should be 262 likes. All right. Okay, to empower. No, major money tree. You need to redo. You need to redo the whole process. Is there a way to do POA for everything just once instead of every corp separately? You give them a copy of your POA the first time if you want, but that main POA I'm talking about is with the Treasury.
Facts.
Any advice? Any advice how to deal with HOA if they aren't registered with the SEC? Yeah, bro, get the heck out of that HOA, bro. HOA suck. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, look, they have their place. Not all HOAs are bad, but if you weren't prepared for the fees and all the problems, you just don't, you know, you need to choose your battles. Um, all right, can we get money from applications? Yeah, you can. Uh, yes, loving life, you do revoke POA. All right. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it on the questions. What if the prices are not in someone's budget? Uh, no, we're not the only notary presentment in the world. You just have to, they have to be trained on how to do it. Is the notary presentment effective for sending dispute letter for credit fix? Yes, that should be part of your claim. The presentment should be a part of your claim in your letter of instruction is you want them to fix the credit report. Okay. Yeah. What you say in the letter, don't worry. There's going to be anyone who's in the negotiable instruments course who's already signed up. You guys are going to get access to this video again. All right, it will be posted, but only if you have signed up for the negotiable instruments course. This video will not be available until after the course, and I might even cut out. I might cut out some of it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. All right, they can ignore it. However, we can still enforce them and win. Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and transition, guys. We're gonna segue. Let's go ahead. T, you still got some time? I know you had another. I know you had another engagement.
I got time, brother.
All right, let's go ahead and go into a 5-minute break. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put us into a 5-minute break. I'm gonna just do the countdown again, and then we're gonna come right back, guys. Okay. All right, everybody, we're back. T, you with us?
You know it.
Let's go. How did everybody like the notary presentment presentation? Guys, give me a fire sign in the chat if you thought that it was fire. Let's go. I want to hear y'all. I want to hear what y'all got. What do y'all think?
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Also, my it's funny. My what's called so far delayed. I got to keep going out of it and going back in on YouTube.
Yeah, there's no way to fix it. It's a 15-second delay. Like, it's just what it is. Like,
Yep.
let's go. There's the fire signs. I'm seeing them now. All right.
You're
Yep. Make sure y'all give us a like, y'all. Let me see them likes. Make sure you like this live stream. There's 177 likes, but there's 260 y'all watching. What's up with that? What's up with that? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.
So everybody keeps asking about the price of the notary. Send her an email. We don't
Yeah.
we don't set
She's got a
prices for our
quote, y'all.
vendors.
Yeah, she's got a quote, y'all, guys. She don't know. All right?
Depending on where
We
you
don't
are,
know.
depending on what's involved, all that makes a difference.
Yeah. Plus, some of y'all don't know how to write the documents still. So you might need help with that. And we're willing to help, but, got to pay to play, homie. All right, back to yeah. What's going on, Lori?
Maurice Green, you already know. If you in the instrument class, you're gonna see something crazy. Telling y'all. All right, B, you want to crack these events?
Yeah, I do. The main thing I want to go into, guys, so we're going to go ahead and segue into the next part of the show. So this is, guys, this is kind of the, impromptu experimental um, segment where I really been a long time, and you can ask my team. I've been really wanting to go into this part of content creation. In my spare time, guys, I'm literally a huge nerd on law. I read cases from the federal and state circuits. Okay, I watch a ton of videos of a bunch of other YouTubers that I hope to get on with one day, that they break down cases. They're watching the YSL case. They're watching the Donald Trump cases. They're watching this new P Diddy case. They're watching all these big cases as well as the Chevron decision. A lot of things that have been going down, and I'm really into it. And so I want to start talking about these things here on our show, and I really wanted to have T on for this one because today I want to go into Sean P Diddy Combs's indictment. Okay, and there's a
Hmm?
reason why I want to do that today, because for two reasons. Number one, guys, I am myself and T are a part of the community that's involved in music as well as in just a higher echelon of life. We at least we interact with them, and I think it's really important that we have a private side perspective on what's really going on and how the government actually views people that become wealthy and powerful. Okay, I'm not just trying to just talk about it to gossip. I want to talk about this because I think it's relevant. I think it's really important. And I want to get some practice into analyzing these with you guys, and so we're going to go into that because I'm going to show you guys the importance uh, of looking at legal procedure. It's so important that we look at legal procedure, and I want to show you guys how the feds are handling this. And I also want to ask T some personal questions with his own experience, not just with P. Diddy, but around these kind of situations in general. Because I want us to be able to do more than just, show you guys some processes or just talk about, banking stuff. That's cool and everything, but life is a lot more than that, and I want us to be able to access different avenues of life. And for me, the law is a passion. Okay, so that's what we're going to go into. All right. So
Hey,
and
before y'all even ask, I left all those parties way before nighttime. All right, so my name ain't nowhere in them parties he was in.
yeah.
None of them.
Okay, guys. So we're going to be going into this. Let's see if I can actually adjust this. Let me adjust this actually. There's the camera. Let's see if I can't adjust that. Okay, so it's going to be here. Here we go. Screen capture. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm going to just adjust this so you don't have to see the top of my screen right there. Okay, awesome. Let me go ahead and there you go. All right. Okay, guys. So we're going to go into this. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Let me check actually on here, make sure it's showing up good. Okay, I see in it. Wonderful. Okay. All right, here we go. So, and I also wanted to bring this up, guys, because I've actually known certain people that have done these processes very incorrectly, that have tried to do some of the things I've talked about in my previous Instagram post, where they actually tried to cash these bills of exchange and these negotiable instruments. Okay. And they got in big trouble. They got indicted just like this. So we're going to go into this, okay? Let's go. So here we go. So this is a sealed indictment that just got unsealed last week. All right. Here's the overview. All right. And I'm going to ask you questions, T, as we go through here. For decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy P. Diddy, abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of a multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Okay? So this is racketeering charges. All right, racketeering and conspiracy, these are RICO. All right, so when the feds look at this, they are literally gathering evidence. They've probably been monitoring his activities since at least 2019. Okay, at least in what he was doing specifically. Now, if you guys recall, he actually was engaged in some nefarious things many years ago with a shooting with which he was acquitted. And I think after that, Diddy may have gotten the idea that he was invincible, which unfortunately he's not. Okay. All right. We will pull up the Trump case, guys, after this. Okay. I'm going to pull up the Trump case after this, but I want to go over this specifically because, and T, you let me know how much of this you want me to talk about, but T was very much involved in this circle. Okay. And so we want to show you guys that when you guys get your success and you guys start to get to the top, these are the things you need to be able to look for to avoid so that you can stay on the up and up. Okay. So T, let me ask you this question. In your experience, when you see something like this, how, with all the people that are involved here, um, realistically, is there anybody you think up higher that is a part of this, or do you think that Diddy is do you think that he's the ringmaster in all this?
Diddy's not even close to the ringmaster. All right. When you see this, and it took this long for somebody to get away with this for so long, and I'm not gonna speak on the brother like on nobody because I'm just not that type of guy. They already got all the they know they got all the investigation and all the witnesses they need. They don't need T to be another one. I'm just
Yep.
saying what what has been witnessed for so long. Everybody knows this. I mean, if you've ever been in any circle Some people in the chat right now are referencing like Atlantic Records and Bad Boy or around Def Jam or any of those. You know this already. Everybody knows this, but this is the problem right here with it. Diddy is not the only, and he's not going to be the last. This has been going on with men of power for so long. All right, like that is this is common practice in this. This is the result of somebody who's pissed somebody who had more money than him off. And I know who it is. I just ain't speaking on it. And if you do your research, you'll see because this didn't come out until he tried to sue a certain classification of people. All right, this has been swept under the rug for so long. But you guys got to remember, right? All crimes are commercial, meaning there's always money behind every crime that you can think of, every proceeding that you can think of. There's always been money behind it. This is no different. All right. Is there wrongdoing in these crimes? Absolutely. But is that the basis of why we're seeing it? Definitely not.
Very well said. And so, did you, if I may ask, and you don't have to answer any question you don't want to answer, have you ever interacted with, what's the name of his, like, does he have a business? What's the name of his business?
So you talk about Bad Boy
Yeah, is it
or
Bad Boy?
Farad?
Is that what they call him?
Yeah. But Bad Boy is his entity. But everybody who's done anything in music has had a run in with Puffy in some way or another. A lot of my people were part of the like they're really closer with some of his assistants and such, more so him. But I've dealt with him on several occasions, and he's just no different. I mean, like these executives, they walk a certain way, they talk a certain way, they're arrogant as hell. They hide behind their bodyguards when they do things to people. And the only difference is when you got money, you get away with that, right? It's not until you mess with somebody who has more money than you that you start running into this. Bill Cosby was the same way. It was well known. You don't leave your drink around Bill. That was well known. Like if you're a woman, you don't go up to. But on the flip side of this coin, how can I say this nicely? A lot of people knew what they were getting into in both sides.
Yep,
Carol Mooney the same way. The dude from CBS, same way. They know what they were getting into when they walked in these rooms. Ladies knew sometimes what they were getting into when he was working his magic on you, but it was the promise of furthering their career that they went for it. Okay? That is the only problem that I have with this situation. If you're wrong, then you're wrong, right? But don't go for it because you think it's going to better your career. And then now that it's time for his downfall, now everybody comes out the woodwork. That's my only thing about it. If you're wrong, and that's correct, AP, you 100% right. That is the group. Those liquor boys got way more money than Diddy. And that's saying a lot because Diddy was close to a billionaire. So right now, this is what they do. When you cross somebody, they weaken you first by taking away your money. Right now, his money is getting investigated. It's probably gonna be frozen. You know why they do that? So you can't fight for your own, you can't fight your case. All
yep,
right. So and then what happens with that is the weaker fold. They start telling. They start telling on those above him, which he's doing right now. Like I'm sure he's got allegedly, he's got statements out on quite a few people. You're gonna see it. People's names are on lists that they shouldn't be on. Let's just leave it at that.
yeah, I agree with that. And I guarantee you guys that a lot of the people that he had hired and were working with him, they've offered them immunity in order to testify against them because this is monetarily motivated. P. Diddy is very wealthy, just like 50 Cent and some of these other, big people in the music industry, extremely wealthy. His issue was that he documented his crimes. This, in my opinion, was probably the dumbest thing that he did. Like, they have, and I don't know if they say this in the indictment. We'll see as we go through here. But he literally has terabytes of video of him doing the things that he's being charged with right now in this indictment. And so, if you're
But
going to
but
commit a,
but 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 check this out, B. That's a normal rule of thumb. But one thing you're not realizing is he got some very wealthy and powerful people on these tapes. That
right,
is bribe. That's bribery that he's got. The reason he knew they were coming to his home is because he's been with the FBI for years. They tipped him off. He's got those tapes still. So guess what that's gonna prevent? That's going to prevent certain people from being involved in this case on the fear that he's going to say something. So yes, you're right. He left a paper trail when you video yourself doing stuff that you shouldn't do. But some people around him were actually very, very, very intelligent. And they got some very wealthy men in you know in involved in this. Some very, and I'm not talking about African American men. I'm talking about Jewish
Yep.
men. I'm talking about men of very, very, very high position that are gonna be. It's gonna be in their best interest that this not come to light. And when you got money, again, I keep telling y'all, every crime is commercial. Why do you think that you can stop a court case by going after the judge's bond? It's because it's money involved every step of the way. This country was built on money. Paperwork generates money. His case is no different. What should tell you this is when they offered the court $50 million to put him um, on securitized release, basically on bail, watching every step of his move, revoking all his kids' passports, etc. And the court said, "Nah, we're not interested."
Yeah, that should tell you something.
50 million. Come on now. What's at stake? That should tell you what's at stake behind this. It ain't with M's, it's with B's in front of it.
Oh yeah, guys. Yeah, the fact that yeah, they didn't want his 50 million plus says something. That's crazy. So yeah, I agree with you too. There, yeah, that's a big part of it too. That some really wealthy people that are involved in all that, and Diddy is not the one, guys, who this isn't like the like we were saying before. He's not the top dog. He's not the first one to do this. It's under my understanding that this all came out because there's something that Diddy didn't want to do. There's something that he maybe had an obligation to do or an implied obligation to do that he didn't wish to do. That now he's being brought to the bank, as it were, and that's why this is happening. What do you think about that, too?
Very much so. It started when he sued the liquor company. All right. The Diageo boys, I don't know how you pronounce that, but them dudes have got billions. And they're connected. Man, you never mess with people that are in tobacco, firearms, or liquor. Okay? Because you got so many people. Think about the uproar that Kamala Harris had, Kamala, what the hell you call her, whatever her name
Yeah.
is, when she said she had to reverse her statement on weapons. Why you think that is? Because that's the people that's paying the most for her campaign. Okay, for y'all are wondering like why we talking about these events, because one day you might be in a court case. You need to realize how this works. He's just a high profile one, but this is still the same basis behind it. When you go into a traffic ticket, it's not about the law that you broke. It's about the money that's behind it. Well, they can get you in this system, and every ticket could technically have a different case number, which could technically have a different bond behind it. Think about all these charges they got P. Diddy on. They don't have to group those in one bond, y'all. They
Oh,
could
they're
be in
not.
all these different. They're not. These cases are grouped in different bonds. This all about money. It's all about and this is how the case works, regardless if you're high profile or not. Yeah, your case might not be something that's going to get you jail time, but it's damn sure something that's going to make the courts money behind you. You might go in and think
Hmm.
you're paying a traffic ticket. You really are aiding the judge's granddaughters and grandsons a retirement fund. You need
Yep.
to be aware of that.
Very aware. And that's why they're targeting Trump so hard because he's got so much capital. That's why he's got so many cases out there. It doesn't even matter if they don't win them. It's a huge money grab. Huge, ginormous money grab. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. I'm not going to read this full indictment, guys. I'm just putting it here for record so you can read it on your own. Okay. But essentially, he's being charged with racketeering and conspiracy, which is RICO. He's being charged with transporting prostitutions across state lines. And he's also being charged with assault, SA, as they call it. I'm really trying to make sure we stay on, guys, so I'm not going to say certain things on here. Um, but I want everyone to be aware of that. That's what he's being charged with. Okay, now, I don't know how much you guys have been watching. I'm paying really close attention to all these, personal events. I'm not someone who just dismisses these things and say, "Oh, it's just a distraction." Yes, guys, there is an alternate, ulterior motive to why it's really going on, but it's not something that we should just ignore and put to the side. All right, it's a pattern. We need to observe the pattern of what's actually going on so that we can make sure that we're moving in the right way and we see the direction the system is taking. Okay, because, like, for example, with this case, they're basically making it to where they're putting all the big celebrities on notice that you can be next and you guys do not have any privacy. All right, all your activities are being monitored. Artificial intelligence, as well as informants that are not very expensive to pay, will get you in trouble if you don't have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Okay, so that's why I'm going over this. It's not going over just because I want to talk about gossip or whatever. I'm showing you guys this is the level of, especially with the feds, the level of attention to detail and the amount of patience and the amount of data gathering that they do in order to come up with these charges and to come up with these cases is staggering. And if you guys have been watching this, his his attorney made a statement, and I don't, they're really trying to throw him under the bus because his defense attorney said some goofy stuff. All right, he said some really goofy stuff. I don't even know if we want to play it, but basically he basically told them that Diddy's not afraid of the charges and that he's innocent and that he said that he didn't do these things. Diddy has openly admitted to doing these things in here. What he is not admitting was that it was done under threat, duress, and coercion. His defense is that this was all consensual, and I'm sure that's all going to come out as they start to go to the testimony of the people involved in this. Okay,
So
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 go
I
ahead, T.
but when me just being on closer to Hollywood, and I just don't know if that's what's gonna actually come out of this. So did you see Beyonce and Jay Z lost 3 million some followers overnight?
Yep, I did see
That
that.
ain't by coincidence, y'all. Like this, it's like I'm telling you, somebody just said in the chat, why fear people with more money than you? Because they have more influence than you. Like I literally was in. I'll give you an example of a court case right now. We had literally the entity dead to rights, right? Like literally, we're in the wrong jurisdiction and everything. I submitted every document that I know. Like this is with a client with a clear cut arbitration agreement I'm holding in my hand as I hand this to the judge. He throws it on. He just puts it on his desk and say, "Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't care about that." What do you mean you don't care about it? Like this is what y'all filed with the SEC. This is what you gave to your card holders, stating that you will go to arbitration. Now you don't. The problem is you don't take. This was something that we kind of got involved in at the end. Like the client had already filed this motion, so we had to kind of back them until we can, see. Which I knew it wasn't going to go well, but it's the same thing with Diddy's counsel. Why would you come out and make that statement? What he should have been is said that he should have came to it as a money outlook. Now you know what? I cannot comment on my client's behaviors,
Conduct.
etc. But he should have came with it from a tax standpoint and looking at what's involved and who the financial players that are actually backing his downfall. Nobody seems to understand this in the upper echelon. And those that do, they leave this country very quickly
Mm-hmm.
because they always look at it like they think that their money makes them invincible when there's always more money. The country has demonstrated time and time again that they print money. They print money by your applications. Like your applications are just dollar amounts. All right. Their bonds are just dollars that they can draw you from your estate any day. That should tell you something, y'all. Like when you go into these cases, Diddy again is just a example here. But these court cases, these entities are trying to take us more and more to court because they know most people don't know how to stand up for themselves. You don't stand up on it in court when they took you to court telling them about jurisdiction and such. You stand up on them about, let's see how many of these tax documents you find for this bond. For this trust account that's associated with my account. That's how you beat entities. You put fear in the entities with them having to spend money. You don't put fear in entities trying to expose them of jurisdiction or if they're going by their bylaws. All right. Y'all got to realize that in court, it's about what you can prove, period. And you always go from the financial side of it first, not the judicial side. That's why you never hire an attorney to represent you in things like securities and tax because they don't know it. Most of them don't know it. And those that do, they're gonna take payouts just like any most of these other people that are involved.
I know that's right. And you were saying, T, you saw these things ahead of time and you steered clear of them because you knew what the end result was going to be, something like this.
I've seen this time and time again. I saw my mentor L.A. Reid fall for sexual involvement with women that I know were having consensual sex with him. All right. I know for a fact, but I also know his lifestyle and he was living outside of it. All right. That's who brought us into music. Our first deal was with L.A. Reid and Def Jam. All right. So when those Quincy Jones parties were going on, we left out the front door. That's why I'm not a billionaire now. Because I know when my soul tells me something ain't right, I'm heading for the door. I don't want no part of it. That was even in the street before I learned, this side of business and such. Even when guys did things that I knew weren't right, I was gone. No matter how close we were, that don't change when you get more money. It's just that people with more money think that that makes them invincible. That just means that I can't be touched because I got so much money. And then you end up making. They just made an example of a billionaire mogul, bro.
Yep.
What does that tell you? That means you fuck with the wrong people that you can be touched anywhere you go. My thing for Diddy was why'd you even come back to the country, bro? You got a private jet. You worth $1 billion. Your kids are grown. What are you coming back here to surrender yourself to New York for? That's what everybody should ask yourself. Why would you do that? There's something
Right.
more behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm saying.
I'd have
But
to
yeah, I
agree
gotta
with
get out of
that.
here. I gotta get out of here and get ready for this audition I got. So I gotta
Okay, no
run.
problem. I'm gonna break down, guys. TT just sent me the she actually sent me the his court case that he has over there in New York. Um, did a UCC one on it, so I'm gonna break that down. All right. So, but you go ahead and get out of here, T. Thank you so much. Everybody, give T a big give a big fire emoji, round of applause, and we're gonna have you here on the next show. We'll see you guys in class next week.
All right, love y'all, family. Much love and respect. Thank you for all the love that you continuously give us at Selen. Thank B for this show. It's awesome. I had to make sure I was a part of it. As a brother, I'm always gonna do that, no matter what. This wasn't necessarily me and being having to be involved. It's just me being showing support. All right, and I'm gonna continue to do that. I know he's gonna do the same for when we do things outside of each other. No, but don't think that we ain't still rocking because we still got a lot going on
Oh
together.
yeah.
But this is his thing. He wants to do. So I supported it. I made sure I'm sitting in my hotel room about to jet out and go do this audition. But I wanted to make sure that I was there for my brother. All right.
We appreciate it, man. Hey, break a leg, as they say.
Not literally. Love y'all, family. I'll talk to you
Yeah.
later. I'm out of here.
Thank you. All right, guys. Let me know if I'm coming through okay. I just moved transitioned And
Over
over
here.
here.
Oops,
Oops,
wrong
wrong
one.
one.
Let's go back here.
All right. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Let me know if you guys can see this all right. I'm going to zoom in for us. I haven't actually read this yet, guys, so this is brand new to me. All right, mic check, mic check. No, it's not too late to get in the class. Links in the description. Guys, break a leg is what you say in acting. All right? You don't say good luck. Too low, huh? Let me turn it up some. How's that? How's that? Check, check, 1, 2. Oh, I have it locked. That's why I have it locked. Oh, I think that's because I have it on the MacBook mic. Let me check. Um, that's why. All right, there we go. That should be better now. Should be better now. Go ahead and lock the volume for right now. All right, there we go. All right, hey, Gordy, thanks a bunch for recommending this. I really wanted to get into that though, because guys, T is something very special. I'm gonna allow him to share what he's a part of. He's a part of the music industry. Okay, so you know, he's been a part of that for a long time. He's produced some very, you know, notable records. I don't want to put all this business out there, but I wanted to talk about that because to me, guys, that stuff is really important. I'm learning a lot of lessons myself about how I interact with other people, you know, in my life. And even if you're doing everything, you know, the right way, you have to be really careful. Okay. So I wanted to put that out there on purpose. All right. So I wanted to bring that up. I'm going to be covering all the big cases as much as I can. But here's the UCC one, guys. This was given to me by shout out to Gordy. She's also a notary. She can do notary presentments as well. So big shout out to her. Okay. So we're gonna go through this. So, oh, 1 second. Looks like my. Let me plug in my headset, guys. It says my. 1 second. Gotta plug this bad boy in. It says the battery's low. There we go. All right, let's go through this. So the contact of the submitter is Milton Tingling. Not sure what that, it looks like there's that phone number right there. Email SFF Part 37 clerk at newyorkcourts.gov. Send acknowledgement to Honorable Arthur F. Ingron. So this is Judge Ingron. All right, and if I remember correctly, let me pull up another tab, guys. Bear with me. Uh, 1 second. Let me pull up another tab. Guys, I can't, yes, exactly. Y'all go through Jen. Yeah, I can't, I'm not going to give that away for her. I'm going to open up another, a new window real quick. I'm going to look up, I want to make sure I'm getting, I think I remember what case is Judge Engeron about with Trump? So this is in the civil fraud case, okay? So I'm just checking to see which case this is. Oh, I remember this now. Uh, so which case was this? Uh, Former President Donald Trump fined 354 million. Civil fraud lawsuit. Real estate empire. I believe this is the one where they said that, if I remember correctly, this is the case where Engeron
Turn now actually to breaking
presiding.
news. The judge in Donald Trump
Was presiding over fraud and misrepresentation for bank loans. Okay, so here we go. So here we go. So this is acknowledgement to Judge Engeron. So he's given the judge notice. Okay. Here we go. The debtor is the court. So they call it the surrogate court, funny enough. The other debtor is the Supreme Court of the state of New York. This is actually on the district level. They call it the Supreme Court. This if I remember correctly. And then the secure party is the Treasury. So Trump is actually assigning this case to the Treasury. Wow, it's wild. Remittance room 3413. Look at that. This is actual and constructive notice by special deposit for the benefit of the depositor slash secured party grantee. So he's depositing this case and assigning it to the Treasury. In this trust action for the claimant's claim, notice of claim of all investment, commodity, and trust deposit accounts and contracts with attached collateral and proceeds to secure collateral, along with claim of trademark copyright patent of the name Donald John Trump, my mind, body, soul of infant, spirit, and live-born record, as a member of one heaven, and reject and rebuke all assumptions and presumptions of being property of any Sestake v. Trust / estates mentioned under Canon 2055-2056, an assignment of all debt obligation to the Office of Secretary of the Treasury, 31 U.S. Code 3123. Discharge this tax matter, UCC 3-601. Wow. This is awesome. So it looks like that this is held in trust. Okay. This is a public finance transaction. Agricultural lien. And Bailey-Baylor designation. Wow, this is awesome. All right. Here's the same repetition. Additional space for collateral. Entitlement order. Notice of exempt property. Internal Revenue Code 6334. Let me zoom in. Clerk of court is now offered to discharge the case and to compensate the secured party in the amount of all charges, $250 million in gold coins. 31 U.S. Code 5018 D2. Wow, this is seriously awesome. How do we know that he actually filed this? Is there a way to verify that he actually filed this? But anyway, here's the individual debtor's name, Arthur Engeron. Wow. Mailing address. Additional assignor secured party's name, Mark Lassou. Who is that? You guys know who that is out in Illinois, who Mark Lassou is? Put in the chat if you guys know who that is. All right, next we're going to keep going. See attachment. Additional party. Oh, the debtor, they're also putting Office of the Attorney General's Office, Department of Law, the Capitol, Clerk of New York County. Additional secure party, Donald John Trump, Palm Beach. Filing number on the top, official stamp. Which stamp is it? Which stamp am I looking at? Is it this stamp that's on the side? I'm just saying, how do we know that Trump's team did that? Is it just that right there on the right-hand side? What are we looking at? I guess it's the receipt, huh? That receipt there on the side? Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I'll take y'all's word for it. I'm gonna look into that some more. Well, let's keep going. Here we go. I have a bad feeling about this paper. A trap. I don't think it's a trap. I'm not sure how it would trap anybody. All right, Supreme Court of New York County. Honorable Arthur F. Engeron. People of the State of New York by Letitia James, Attorney General, plaintiff versus Donald Trump, and then all his aliases and his companies. Acceptance for value, return for discharge, exempt from levy, IRS 6334A9, paid to the order of U.S. Treasury by, it looks like executor, UCC 3-306, UCC 3-301. Maker, that looks like maker, beneficiary. filed in Maryland. Cool. It's public record. That's awesome. Decision. So he accepted for value. Oh, what's this? Mark Louis, and IRS office, Austin, Texas. Cut out and return the voucher immediately. Below if you have only an inquiry. Do not use if you are making a payment. What is this? Used for payments. Mark Lou. So they included this here too. Why do you think they included this, guys? Master beneficiary. Pat's talked about this. Cool. That's great. And so who is Mark Louis? That's communication voucher to the IRS. Who is Mark? It's an IRS voucher. Just like with the 99s and national status, move in the same direction, like they're steering the crowd. I don't think so. I don't think so, Michelle, because otherwise they would be talking about this on the media, but they're not talking about it at all. It's a letter of credit. Mark is an internal revenue officer. Wow, that's awesome. He's authorized agent. Dates are 2022. Yeah, so that's the letter that he got from Mark was dated 2022 because he filed Form 4 on the private side. That's cool. Okay. Following e-filed listed. That's crazy, all that stuff they filed in there. Wow. That's amazing. I'm definitely going to make a video on this. Why don't we take the time, guys? I'm going to just use the remaining time to go into the codes that are listed on here. And then I can end it with question and answers, and then we'll go ahead and end the live stream. All right. Hey, while we're on here, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that like button and hit that bell notification for new videos that are going to be released, okay? Make sure you hit that like. There's 254 people in here and only 206 likes. Make sure you hit that like. All right. Yeah, it's a payment voucher. That's sick. So we're going to go into some of these codes. Let's go to Canon 2055-2056. Canons of positive law. Let's read this. Let me, I'm gonna put this over here so we can read this together. Sorry about that, guys. It's very sensitive. Sorry about that. Woo. Here we go. Canonum de lus positivum. Canons of positive law. All right, Canons of Positive Law, Article 100, Canon 2055. While the private secret trusts of the private central banks cannot be directly addressed, they are still formed on certain presumptions of law, including claimed ownership of the name, the body, the mind, and soul of infants, men, and women. Each and every man and woman has the absolute right to rebuke and reject such false presumptions as a member of one heaven and holder of their own title. Who wrote this? Given the private secret trusts of the private central banks are created on false presumptions, when a man or woman makes clear that their live-born record and claim over their own name, body, mind, and soul, any such trust based on such false presumptions ceases to have any property. Canon 2057. Any administrator or executor that refuses to immediately dissolve a sesticate trust upon a person establishing their status and competency is guilty of fraud and fundamental breach of their fiduciary duties, requiring their immediate removal and punishment. Who wrote this? Does anyone know who wrote this? It's pretty cool. I just looked up the canon, guys. That's how I found that. Let's go to the next one. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's go 31 US 2 3123. 31 USC 3123. Here we go. This one, a lot of y'all probably know this one already. Payment of obligations on interest on the public debt. The faith of the United States government is pledged to pay in legal tender principal and interest on the obligations of government issued under this chapter. The Secretary of the Treasury shall pay interest due or accrued on the public debt. As the Secretary considers expedient, the Secretary may pay in advance interest on the public debt by a period of not more than 1 year, with or without a rebate of interest on the coupons. Secretary may issue a bond, note, or certificate of indebtedness authorized under this chapter whose principal and interest are payable in a foreign currency stated in the bond, note, or certificate. The Secretary may dispose of the bonds, notes, and certificates at a price that is at least par value without complying with sections 3102 BD of this title. In determining the dollar amount of bonds, notes, and certificates of indebtedness that may be issued under this chapter, the dollar equivalent of the amount of bonds, notes, and certificates payable in a foreign currency is determined by the par of the exchange value on the date of issue of the bonds. Very interesting.
Quarters took out Hassan Nasrallah, the militant group's longtime leader. The impact.
Sorry about that. There was some sort of news right there. All right, this is super cool, guys. UCC 3-601. UCC 3-601. Discharge and effective discharge. So the guys, this is all stuff you guys can include in your presentments, by the way. Just saying. All right. Discharge and effective discharge. The obligation of a party to pay the instrument is discharged, as stated in this article, or by an act or agreement with the party which would discharge an obligation to pay money under a simple contract. No Lag is not here, guys. He is doing his thing with music and acting. Discharge of the obligation of a party is not effective against a person acquiring rights of a holder in due course of the instrument without notice of the discharge. Super cool, guys. Super freaking cool. Let's go to Internal Revenue Code. Let me move this over here. Internal Revenue Code. Internal Revenue Code 6334A9. A9. Is that the right A? Is that little a? A9. Okay, cool. A9. Minimum exemptions for wages, salary, and other income. Any amount payable to be received by an individual as wages or salary for personal services or as income derived from other sources during any period, to the extent that total of such amounts payable or to be received by him during such a period does not exceed the actual exempt amount determined under subsection D. How is he using that again? Notice of exempt property, IRC 643A9. Clerk of court is now ordered to discharge and compensate the secured party in the amount of all charges. in gold coins. We all know 31 USC 5118, guys. That's lawful money. So basically, guys, he's saying right in here that you are ordered to discharge the debt that was created from this case, and that the uh, the funds that are coming in as an entitlement to the secured party, which is Donald Trump, is exempt from being taxable income according to the Internal Revenue Code, and that you are to pay uh, to compensate the secure party in the amount of all charges in gold coins and $250 million in gold coins and lawful money. Okay, that's exactly what he's saying. And then I see it right here now, what you guys are talking about. Here's the Treasury payment voucher. And they put the numbers right here. All right, and that's what we're seeing here at the bottom. There's a payment voucher here, used for payments here. This is for inquiries and for payments. And this is his contact that he has at the IRS. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Gordy, for showing us this. I'm glad that we talked about both things. We talked about the public side stuff going on with P. Diddy, and we talked about, this is public too technically, but this is private side. This is private side mastery. Private side mastery, guys. This is a master class. Absolutely amazing. All right, so there you have it, guys. That does it for our show today. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and reserve about 10 minutes here for questions. That was absolutely brilliant, Gordy. Thank you for showing us that. This is awesome. All right, if you need a copy, just look it up. Look up the filing. All right, just go back there and look up the filing. All right, let me move this my stream box over here to the display. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go ahead and take questions. I'm looking here in the chat. Yeah, this was really fire. Don't forget to hit all the links in the description, like, comment, subscribe, click that thumbs up, and click that bell icon to get notifications. Absolutely fantastic. Will this live be saved to your channel? Yes, it will. It's only going to be available at first for those who are enrolled in the Negotiable Instruments class. I'm going to send out the link. I'll make it public after the Negotiable Instrument class has gone live. All right. When doing the Form 56, how do we fill out parts 1, 2, and 3 if we are assigning the Treasury? I'm not going to explain that here, guys. That's in the CUSIP Mastery course. I'm going to add that to the CUSIP Mastery course. Okay? I'm not going to answer how to fill out any forms on here. All right, what's up? Filing title to look up. What's the filing title? I'm not sure what you mean. Can you go over something you mentioned before regarding how people were trying to cash the NI and get in big trouble? Yeah, guys, there are people who are trying to use these non-cash items to get cash. If you guys know about the Chase Money glitch, that's exactly what they were doing. All right, so just you don't use these for cash. You can get a line of credit maybe and do other things. All right, but you can't use it to get cash. So I know some people who they tried to use it to get cash and they ended up getting indicted, and they actually they're serving time right now, guys. So it's just not something you want to try. Did Trump send a 1099? I'm not sure. It doesn't show what tax forms he sent. How long will the NI class be up to enroll? You can enroll until Friday night, guys. Saturday afternoon is when the class is going to be. I changed my name. Will it be reflected in my bills? You have to tell them that you changed your name. Where would one start to help someone who has been in prison on an illegal sentence? File the taxes. Do the taxes. You can ask Gordy. She knows my tax process is legit. You just got to get in contact with the Treasury. It really works. With the negotiable instruments we purchased, can we use it for multiple people or just us? You can use it for multiple people. Not too many people, but send us an email if you want to use it. Are the credit card companies pushing back against the NI presentments? We don't. I can't say. Depends on the company, but if they are, we have the whole enforcement process. The QSIP Mastering Enforcement course will show you how to deal with that. What's with the Trump accepted for value showed? He accepted the case for value. He accepted it. He accepted it and turned into a letter of credit, signed it as the master beneficiary. It's exactly what he did. How do you get an IRS plug? You got to get in. I'd recommend tax advocacy service as well. Besides having good credit, is there anything else one should have before applying for a loan for a home? No, I mean, that's fine. There's no money. You reference to credit only, no cash. Yeah. Well, there is cash, but the cash is still considered units of credit. It's all about credit, guys. Is there a cap on the enrollment for the upcoming class? I mean, we were at 97% capacity. We had to refund some people because our payment processors are giving us problems. So those people are ready to re-enroll. We're saving their spot, but we're not going to save it forever. If you haven't already, guys, go ahead and re-enroll. You should have received an email with a link to re-enroll. What can I do to help my son who got a speeding ticket? I have a litigation course on that. After I re-registered the NI class on my refund, I never got a code to verify my email. Yeah, don't worry. Just go ahead and email us, and we'll get you situated. That code you have, it should still work though. Do you assist people with Canadian processes? It's basically the same. Who do you use to help clean up a credit report? We'll do it for you. Link in the description. Fill out the form. Why is the Department of Homeland Security involved? FBI push aside. I'm not sure what you mean, Byron. Diddy's probably working with the FBI. Thanks for answering my question on the home loan. Yeah, no problem. Does NBAT consults address Treasury Direct accounts? I mean, what do you want to know? We can get them. They're not hard to get set up. You guys just need to fund them. Missed the first half of my class. My calendar changed the time to reflect the wrong time zone. Okay, awesome. Awesome, Vanity. I'd love to be able to replay this class. Yep, it'll be available, but later. Coupon code for the class. If you got the QSIP Mastery course, you get the coupon code. That's in an email. Guys, if you want to, you guys got to contact Jen if you want to work with Gordy, okay? She stays in honor. The coupon code has already been redeemed. Please try again with a different code. You're going to need to get a new link, Energizer. Email us for the new link. Email us for the new link, Energizer. You should have gotten it already. It's kind of annoying how so many people haven't gotten it. All right, how do we contact? Yeah, you got to contact us, guys. She works with us. Where do you find the equivalent laws for Canada? I'd use ChatGPT. Put in the laws that we're showing and use ChatGPT to find the Canadian versions. We'll take on a student. I do mentorship. I do custom mentorship packages. Can you do the process to get a case dismissed with just the basic QSIP number? Are you going to be reviewing going private in the NI class? No, we're going over the negotiable instruments. We're going to be reviewing some things, but going private is what we're doing. This is going private. I never received any automated responses. Yes, I did automate my responses, guys, because I can't answer all the DMs anymore. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. It's been real. So really appreciate it. This has been great. This has been awesome. Stay tuned. I'm going to create a schedule for YouTube here as we get rolling out. And I appreciate you guys so much.